All right, everybody, welcome to the FTW podcast, the wrestling world in all its laughable glory. My name is Harrison, and with us tonight is the return, the triumphant return of Joe. Say hello, Joe.
For only 1 week only, it's me. It's me. It's JTC.
And Rob. Say hello, Rob.
Hey.
Lee is also with us. Say hello, Lee.
God blimey, mate.
And Scott is joining us as well. Say hello, Scott.
Joe finally let me out of his closet.
And Garvin is manning the boards. All right, so Hell in a Cell is this weekend. As of right now, only one match is being booked for the Hell in the Cell, actually, the WWE Championship main event. It could change going in, who knows, especially with Twitter and everything. But first off,
how many matches?
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches. Some of these are speculations, so we're just going to have to go on that. Speculation on our part is that probably the U.S. Championship is going to be defended. Cesaro versus possibly Justin Gabriel. If you had to pick one, I mean, does anybody think Cesaro's going to drop the title?
No.
No?
No, but they're going to put on one hell of a match if they do it. If they give them the time.
Okay, so you don't see this being like one of those YouTube pre-shows or anything like that?
Oh, it could be, but I don't think they'll give the. I would like to see these two guys go 20 minutes.
Cesaro and Justin Gabriel? Yeah, that'd be a pretty good match. Yeah.
It won't happen, though. It won't go 20 minutes.
No, it won't, and that's the bummer. I would love to see it, though.
I'll give you one more match.
Oh, go on.
I'll give you, it's Eve versus Layla versus Caitlyn, and that's official.
Oh, that is official? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so next up is, the Divas Championship. Eve, Layla, and chat saying, I want to see Gabriel take it so bad. Whoa, calm down now.
This is getting worse.
You need some lotion for that.
Welcome to FTW After Dark. We're gonna have
Tonight's topic: intertwined beards.
We're gonna have to release this on show. We're gonna have to release this on Skinamax after 10 on Saturday.
This all goes back to just To Catch a Predator a couple of weeks ago. I'm telling you.
And what you learned about To Catch a Predator, that's awesome. Chess will say nothing against Cesaro either, but I love Gabriel. This could be. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Gabriel could get the U.S. Championship, but they're not going to drop. Cesaro's not going to drop this anytime soon. So, yeah, probably Cesaro. But, Joe, you're absolutely right. It'd be awesome if they gave these guys some time because it will be a good match. All right. Divas Championship. Eve versus Layla versus Caitlyn. Okay, let's just eliminate anybody really picking Caitlyn for this, or can we just talk about Layla and Eve? Nobody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Caitlyn. I mean, she's kind of thrown in this last minute anyway.
Well, she's somewhat the centerpiece of the storyline, and a very terrible centerpiece at that, but nonetheless, her involvement in this match is very irrelevant.
Yeah, exactly.
I was kind of drawn in, and there was a little Divas backstage segment, and they were like, I must have seen the most cleavage on WWE TV in years. Honest to God. You go back and watch that segment, and you will see serious amounts of cleavage.
Because that's what's important.
Not a bad thing.
That
is a good thing.
I like to mention that Lee has like a protractor and an Excel spreadsheet, and he actually charts that. The amount of cleavage we get on WWE has some kind of like math factor or something. All right, so I'm picking Chet saying title for this episode should be serious amounts of cleavage. Serious amounts of cleavage and beard on beard action is what the title of the show should be.
I see what you
I'm sure you'll attract a lot of people with that.
God damn, I love
So this is an earthquake versus typhoon show. Huh?
Oh, that's so bad.
I see what I did there.
Yeah, you might as well throw Brodus Clay in there. You get a nice little menage a trois, you know.
He doesn't have much of a beard, though. That's the problem.
Oh, you could stick one on him. This is only going downhill. We should move on.
God, you're gonna kill
Much like Brodus Clay's beard, it's proud.
Moving on. Divas Championship. Taking what? Eve or Layla? I'm taking Eve. I think Eve's gonna keep holding this belt for a little bit longer.
I agree with you, Harrison.
Okay. Scott, you're taking Layla. You want to defend that choice?
Yeah, she's on my team.
Okay, that's fair enough.
That's simple as that.
Good enough a reason as any. All right, so ADR versus Randy Orton. This could be. I mean, this is Randy Orton's first big pay-per-view match since he left. Before his last pay-per-view match a month ago. The shortest hiatus, really, in the history of Mankind. Why couldn't he have this hiatus when I had him in the draft last year? I don't know. Anyway, who's taking what and why? Joe, where are you standing? Okay, so Joe's taking ADR along with Garvin, but he's silent right now. Joe, you really solid with that ADR choice?
I think so. I just have this issue with Orton lately. He's pushing guys right now, which is good to see. So I want to see him. Maybe this might be ADR's last shot. So for an upper card type thing, and I think Orton could push him there.
So you're playing the law of averages card. At some point, ADR has to win something.
No, I'm saying this is his last shot.
So
if he doesn't win this, you can pretty much say he's gone in a year.
That's why I'm choosing him. He has to win sometime. This has to be it, right?
I've got to be honest. I'm thinking completely weird. He's got to win. He cannot keep losing to Randy Orton. There's got to be some way. I mean,
it's not just Randy Orton. It's Sheamus. It's whoever they put him up against, except for like the lower carders.
See, the reason I'm picking Orton is because we've been saying this every month for God knows how long. Every time a pay-per-view comes up, we're like, well, ADR has to win sometime, right? Not this time.
Yeah,
ADR has to win sometime, right? Not this time.
Yeah.
I think we're going that way in Hell in a Cell. ADR has to win this time, right? No, he doesn't.
I'm going to be very reluctant on my pick, just because I'm not sure. I don't really see the point in Randy Orton winning. I just don't. There's literally no reason for him to win. He can lose, and he'll come out the next episode of SmackDown.
There's literally no reason for ADR to win either. WWE's not going to do anything with ADR either.
Yeah, but he needs the credibility, some form of credibility back. Whereas Orton, it's already there. Orton's just Orton. It's like Cena. He can lose and he'll be fine.
Yeah, Lee, but the thing is, this is Orton. I mean, you could book this as Orton's comeback match, and the crowd's going to want to pop when they see him, and I think he's going to win. Yeah, it's going to suck for ADR. He might not be around anymore, but I got to see Orton, just because it gets so much heat for SmackDown, which is SmackDown needs something in the main event, and Orton's it. So this is kind of like the stepping stone to put that back into place. Chet saying they hope it's ADR, and his win gets him back in the title picture. He's criminally underrated. Also saying that Chet... God damn, I love our chat. Saying he's interested in seeing how many new ways ADR can mangle Orton's name.
Nice.
Awesome. Tag team championships. Team Hell No versus the Rhodes Scholars. All right. So, okay. How are we gonna break this one up? Rob, you know what? I want you and Joe to defend your choice of Rhodes Scholars to win. Rob, you go first.
Because Team Hell No is a gimmick that was thrown together at the last second in a desperate attempt to try to restore some credibility to a shitty tag team division. And now, as you guys have been saying, and I happen to agree with you, you've got other tag teams that are building credibility, that are building a viable tag team division in the WWE. Team Hell No does not need the championships anymore. And this would be a good time for them to drop them and maybe push Daniel Bryan and Kane onto whatever storyline they have lined up next.
Joe?
Well, I think it's a good time for them to drop it. It'll make the fact that Rhodes Scholars winning the fact that Rhodes Scholars have won this tournament to get the title shot, it would make that tournament much more valuable and much more impactful. If Rhodes Scholars do take the title, they don't have to keep the titles for very long, but for them to take it off the champions and for there to be a little more interplay between tag teams, I think it would work.
Yeah, Joe, Rob, you convinced me. I was originally going to go with Team Hell No because I still think that there's some life left between Daniel Bryan and Kane and their interplay, but yeah, I mean, Rhodes Scholars, as far as like what's going to be getting heat over the next month, I'm starting to kind of lean more towards Rhodes and Rhodes Scholars to kind of. I think they're going to be hotter than Team Hell No, which is kind of blasphemy when you think a month ago. But
well, you can also see after Striker was like, I just don't like you guys. That it sounds like he might even help Team Rhodes Scholars get the win.
That's true too. Or maybe Team Hell No disintegrates and Kane and Daniel Bryan start going after each other. Who knows?
I still think they have another month or so to go before that happens.
Yeah, maybe.
Given
I
that their finishing move is Kane chokeslamming Daniel Bryan on top of their opponents.
Yes,
awesome.
I still think it's gonna. I still think them as a tag team still has some legs.
How
I
many
agree with
more
Joe.
choke slams do you think Daniel Bryan can put up with before he says, "Fuck this shit"?
As
I'm
many
done.
as it takes to keep the wins, adding up in the column, man. I agree with Joe. I mean, I think that Team Hell No still has some life, and they don't even need the championships to keep it going. So
Yeah, that's a fair point too. Chat's saying they got Rhodes Scholars. If they win, it'll legitimize the division. They kind of want to see Rhodes Scholars win because we know that they'll be facing Botch Kara next month, and that'll suck, which is true. But Rhodes Scholars will win. Team Hell No will end by Survivor Series, ending the program with Kane and Daniel Bryan grudge match at TLC. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that a lot.
If that happens, that'll be a tables match.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a tables match. Yeah, hands down. That'd be pretty good. But here it is. This is actually I like this one a lot too. Team Hell No wins. We might actually get to see primetime players challenge for the belts and win, possibly at the next pay-per-view. But Rhodes Scholars drop it in a month. I don't know because then the tag team belt becomes kind of like the hot potato. It becomes kind of like the Divas Championship. They just bounce it between people. Oh. All right. Well, anyway, I'm going with Rhodes Scholars.
That can work if you have a strong enough division where you have enough guys who are actually viable for it.
Which is a really good point, Joe, because you kind of have that now because we have a lot of legitimately good tag teams going on right now. And who knows where it's going to be in a month.
Exactly.
Chad saying, I just want to see a Fatal 4-Way TLC tag team match. So 8 people in a TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs. What would you make that? Ladders?
No, it'd be a TLC match. It'd just be like the
straight up TLC.
We've seen the 3-team match. Why not see a 4?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
I'd love to see it personally. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good point, Chad. Oh, and this is actually pretty good. Also, does anyone find it funny that the best booking WWE has been doing since August involves the Divas and the tag team? 2 divisions that people didn't care about not too long ago. Yeah, if a year ago you came to us saying that we would be most excited about the tag team division, I think we would have laughed at you.
So, I'm questioning that Divas one, though. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, yeah.
Well,
yeah, just because they have a storyline doesn't mean that it's better booking.
Yeah, but hang on. It's not great, but look at the rest of the card.
Yeah.
I'm still failing to see your point.
Hey, I'm trying to help the chat out here, okay? I'm giving voice to the voiceless. All right, Intercontinental Championship, Kofi versus Miz in the let's cement the fact that Miz pissed off WWE creative match. Nobody is picking Miz for this one. I don't think anybody would bother picking Miz for this one. I mean, Kofi, where do you see Kofi going with this? Kofi beats Miz and just holds it for what, the next 2, 3, 4 months?
He basically has a Santino run. He just goes out, competes, and that's it. Kofi's got that glass window. I don't ever really see him getting beyond this point, really, to be honest. So this is the perfect thing for him at the moment.
I've got to agree with Scott that this is what WWE's going to plan. They're give him the IC belt, let him go out, do a little dance, wrestle a match here and there, and he's not going to get much farther. Miz, on the other hand, if he stops imitating Samoa Joe and pissing people off in the back, could get back into the world title picture.
Yeah, that's a fair point. All right. World Championship match. Sheamus defending against. Oh, I'm sorry. Chat is saying Kofi to retain the IC title. Disagree with that idea that Miz is milking this. It sounds rather dull. Another Kofi no promo run. Yeah, I can kind of see that. I mean, the problem is Scott's kind of nailed it. I mean, Kofi is kind of running into the glass ceiling problem where it doesn't seem like he's really going further than where he is right now. So, I don't know, maybe this could possibly be his breakout. I mean, crowd seems to get a lot hotter on him now than they have in the past. I don't know. Maybe this is going to be the key that unlocks the gate to the inners of his career. I don't know if I can torture a metaphor for a bit. World Championship match, Sheamus versus Big Show. Anybody think Sheamus is going to drop the strap to Big Show?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Sheamus is going to drop the strap to Big Show. But I think Ziggler's going to cash in and take that title right away from Big Show.
That's basically where okay, so let's just do it. Rob and Scott are not agreeing with this. They're saying that Sheamus is going to hold on to this. Weirdly, though, well, we'll get to Scott in a minute.
Well,
so
yeah,
Rob,
hold on.
No,
I said
no.
that Sheamus would retain it, but I also put that Dolph would cash in.
Okay, so you're saying Sheamus retains, Dolph still cashes in.
Yes.
Okay.
Does
Rob
Dolph walk out with the title?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. Dolph cashes in and walks out. I mean, that's the prediction.
Well, no,
Uh,
I mean, prediction. You just have it listed here. Does Dolph cash in? That doesn't
right.
mean he's going to win. He cashed in and lost.
Lord. All right, fine. Does Dolph win the strap? All right. I'm taking that one. Scott's taking that one. Who else is taking that one?
I'm taking that one as well.
Joe. All right, you guys can add your names to it as you want. All right, so Rob, you're the only one right now that thinks not only does Sheamus retain the belt, but Dolph does not cash in.
Yeah, that's because I'm smart. And
That's arguable.
That's all you're giving us?
all right, Scott. I walked into that one, but
Did I
no,
do it? I should have said that. I
Sheamus has
see what you
been
did there.
the WWE has shown no motivation to remove the title from Sheamus. I don't see any reason why they would do it here, and I forget who it was, but we've been talking about earlier in the show that Ziggler WWE just isn't making use of the Money in the Bank briefcase. There's not really this, will he cash it in? Will he cash it in? There's WWE almost seems to at times forget that he has the damn thing.
Okay.
But that's the perfect reason why he should cash it in now, because at least it would be kind of a decent surprise at this point in time. That, and if he doesn't cash it in now, it's just going to seem retarded to have him hold on to that case any longer. There's just no good reason for it at this point.
I'm not sure whether they're going to he's going to win. The more I think about it, the more I don't know if Dolph will actually win. Because if he's guaranteed to cash this in this Sunday, guaranteed, that means the two opponents are going to expect it. Which means if Sheamus wins via DQ or Big Show knocks the living hell out of him and leaves him for dead, Sheamus will then become the John Cena, recover, and probably knock Ziggler out, and then pin Ziggler after a bro kick, walk out the champion, and then Dolph loses his case.
Yeah, but then you would have both cases didn't get wins out of that pay-per-view.
That might not matter at the time.
If that happens, Dolph is done as a character. I think at that point, he's going to start hitting the glass ceiling. Because if you don't have him win the title at this point in time after as much as they pushed it, what are you going to do with him?
He could have a rematch because he's technically entitled to a rematch, I think.
No.
He could win it.
No, not with the case. No, it's one shot, one go, and then you're done. Or else Cena would have a rematch with
Punk.
Let's be honest. Cena would have like 12.
Yeah. No. I like the idea though of if Dolph doesn't get it, where's he going to go? And the only thing I think of is that he goes into a feud with Kofi for the IC belt. No, here's the thing.
No, he feuds with Zack Ryder for the Internet Championship.
Stuck on YouTube. Okay, so the only thing I could think of, I am in the camp of Big Show wins, drops the belt to Dolph, and Dolph wins. The only thing I can think of that would make this even more ridiculous is if somehow Sheamus and Big Show get knocked out, and Big Show lands on top of Sheamus, so he's pinned, but he's unconscious, wins the belt, Dolph cashes in, rolls him over, pins him, so Big Show has a title run in which he was not conscious for.
No, it'll never happen because one of the rules is that the competitor has to be standing when that bell is to ring the bell.
Oh, damn it. Okay. All right. Well, okay. All right. Never mind that. But I just thought that would be
otherwise Ziggler would have had it 3 times over already.
Not to mention Ziggler would need like a fucking forklift to move Big Show.
I just think of the crowd just watching this as Show is just passed out, and then Ziggler rolls him over, and the ref standing there with the belt on Show, and then just moves it over to Ziggler. So Show was World Heavyweight Champion, and he wasn't even awake for any of it. All right, so chat's saying Dolph will be the hero of the pay-per-view if he can cash it in and win the world title. Let's make Ziggler the least credible champion ever and cash in now. At least have him have one more feud that he comes out on top of. Ouch. Ziggler walks away with the belt. Vicky will try and protect him, but she'll piss off Booker by interfering with the world title picture, which is technically his domain. And we'll see those two carry on a feud by proxy. Maybe that's a scenario where we finally get a unified title. I don't know about that one. Man, that'd be kind of rough for. I don't know about that one. Although it is worth discussing. If this happens, if this happens next Tuesday, that's probably gonna be one of the main things that we discuss. All right, WWE Championship in a Cell. As far as we're aware, it's the only match in the Hell in a Cell match at the pay-per-view. CM Punk versus Ryback. Nobody's picking Ryback to win this, right?
Honestly, I don't think this match is going to stay as it is. I think they're going to add Cena to it. You don't want to kill Ryback's streak. You don't want to kill CM Punk's streak. So the only logical thing is that you would add Cena since he's technically cleared to compete anyway, and then Punk would beat Cena.
No, I was going to say this one could end in a DQ, but
yeah, good luck with that.
I don't know how they're going to end this. It's going to be so difficult. There's going to have to be something interaction. There's going to have to be Cena's going to have to be involved somehow. But
do you think Cena gets involved somehow, and Lesnar comes out, and it ends up going to a contest? Like
that's the only kind of logical way. Like that, maybe Brock Lesnar they use one of Brock Lesnar's days to get to choke slam or F5 Ryback and put CM Punk's arm over Ryback after Ryback's just knocked out CM Punk. So because then it sticks with the whole Paul Heyman guy thing.
Really, for me, this match, it isn't so much what's going to happen afterwards. It's going to be watching how they end it, because this is going to be, for me, for me watching, it's going to be a test of how good WWE creative can write themselves out of a problem. Because that's essentially what this is. This is the worst case scenario they could possibly have right now. How are they going to get out of it?
It is how they're going to get out of it. It's going to. They can't end CM Punk's reign. They can't, just because of the fact
they've been hyping it for so long.
But this is also a turning point for Ryback, because we haven't seen him in very long matches, and he can work a longer match. He's been in the WWE fold for forever. He's for a very long time,
5 or 6 years, I think.
The thing is though that Ryback losing doesn't mean his momentum is just over. It doesn't mean it's just going to click end.
But this is really going to be the step that'll push him above mid card or not, is how well he does in the match with Punk. And to me, that's the more interesting thing to look at in this match.
Oh,
I mean, the ending obviously is going to be some big clusterfuck. Let's not pull any punches.
Oh yeah.
But what if it's not? I know how daft this sounds, but what if it's not? What if CM Punk just pins him?
It's just a straight CM Punk pin win. Just beats Ryback outright.
I mean, it's doubtfully going to happen because Ryback's just beating the living crap out of Punk, 2 weeks in a row now and stared him out.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just the way WWE treats this stuff is that it's not so much like the way WWE treats their stuff is different than TNA does. WWE treats it like politics. It's not about the event; it's about the spin. So if WWE can spin Ryback losing to CM Punk and still make sure that Ryback is, feed me more, the unstoppable machine, whatever they want to book him as, they'll do it. Because that preserves Punk's title run, preserves his, standing as a champion. I don't know. There's so much speculation in that. But for me, this is like Joe's looking at it for the match. I'm looking at it for the booking, because I cannot think of a scenario in recent memory where WWE really had their backs against the wall as bad as they do right now.
But if it also as well, clearly they had a plan for Survivor Series. That it was going to clearly this match was going to be Cena versus Punk until this, the whole injury thing came along. So to go with Punk, to put Punk over and get Punk versus Cena at Survivor Series, which is probably the plan. How the hell does he lose? I mean, there's no way of getting in the cell technically.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you could always have Kane come rip the door off.
Yeah, you can do that. Or Ryback can rip
Yeah.
the door off, or I don't know. If it's
Brock
Brock Lesnar, if
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar comes down, Scott, if Brock Lesnar comes down, there's that factor too. Chat's saying, okay, lots of points from the chat. They would say a flop. The only thing they can see is that Brock interferes to help Punk retain the title. Another person said somehow they both escape the cage. There's a brawl outside, possibly ends in a no contest.
Can't do no contest. You can't do it. It's a pin.
No contest you can do if someone just gets fucking totally injured and paramedics come out.
But I'm trying to remember the rule. No, but a Hell in a Cell. No, I think Lee's right. A Hell in a Cell is pin or submission. That's it. That's all you get. Like you can't go to no contest.
But if somebody's arm gets ripped off, I don't think they're going to finish the match.
Okay,
That would
So
be
I
a hell
think
of a way.
somebody needs to volunteer to have their arm ripped off.
Okay, then let's think
That's
logically.
extreme cases, man.
Let's
I'm just saying. My speculation is someone will actually leave and just not come back to the ring. Like
you can't even do you can't do a no contest in Hell in a Cell. Like literally, besides that, you can't do it because you can go out. You can go anywhere.
You got close to it though when Undertaker threw Mankind off the top of the Hell in the Cell, and he went through the wooden announce table. They started to take Mick Foley out on a stretcher, and Vince McMahon and everybody was there. It looked like they were going to call the match as a no contest until Mick Foley got up and continued the match.
No.
Unconsciously.
Rob, you're actually wrong on that one. That spot was planned.
Yeah, that was
They were going to call no contest after he went through the top of the cage.
Yeah, because that wasn't planned.
Because that
Right.
wasn't planned, and that's when he came back after they started taking him away. That's when he came back and finished the match.
Unconsciously. You got to put that in there, unconsciously, because if you actually hear Mick Foley talk about that, he doesn't remember anything from that.
Yeah, he doesn't remember anything after he got thrown off of the.
Yeah, the first thing he remembers is Terry Funk's shoes. No, swear to God.
And I love it
Oh, I
how
believe
when,
it.
when
I
you hear him
believe
in
it.
interviews and stuff, and he's like, and I love the part where they show me and there's like a tooth coming out, and JR is going on about how he's like, my God, he's smiling. Mick Foley's like, no, I wasn't smiling, I was trying to breathe.
That's obsessive.
Chat's also saying, it could be a last-minute triple threat match. Ryback never loses, but Punk to retain, either that or Lesnar to run in and knock out Ryback.
There's another reason why this is not going to turn into a triple threat match. Quite simply because if this was going to be a triple threat match, they would have already told you by now, probably on the last minute about Raw. Because why would you have, John Cena is their biggest money maker. Why would you not announce that on Raw before the pay-per-view? If you actually say it on the pay-per-view.
Cena, you don't need to announce it. You don't.
You do.
You know that he's going to be there. You know he's going to be involved in a match regardless.
But
you don't need to announce it.
I think you do, because you look at the younger fans and such like that. If they're gonna buy it, they're gonna be interested in the pay per view. They want
Younger
Cena on it.
fans don't know how to order pay per view.
But they're going to
Younger fans,
I'm
fans
telling you.
order pay-per-view this way. Mommy, we got to order the pay-per-view so I can see John Cena.
Go to bed.
I'm telling you.
I heard John Cena was going to wear blue this time.
Go away, Baton. I'm gonna buy. Just saying, I'm gonna buy the pay-per-view to see how they're ending that match. Yeah, me too. Well, no, because I'll be at a wedding. But okay, Cena raises
It's the next
cage.
day, dude. You can still buy it.
Well, I'm not gonna want to watch this after driving. Okay, Cena raises the cage, goes after Punk. Lesnar comes in, smacks down Cena, and then we get Punk Lesnar versus Cena Ryback tag match sometime after. That might be it. I love what Jericho said in an interview recently. Ryback wins, beats The Rock at Royal Rumble, then he ends Taker's streak at WrestleMania. Ryback is WWE's next big guy. I can't imagine a more meteoric push than that. WWE has booked Punk as such a coward. There is no way Punk will get a clean win. That's probably it. What else we got here? Could Punk sneak a weapon in before the cage is lowered, or could Heyman slip something in through the cage?
Have you looked underneath the fucking ring?
Well, no,
Just
I mean,
say that. There's everything under there. There's even Hornswoggle under there.
That'd be
Only
so
when they
great
have to
if
do
Ryback,
Uses
Ryback just
Hornswoggle as a
pulls
weapon.
out Hornswoggle, just lobs CM Punk. I'm sorry, I was entertained by that thought.
That would be awesome.
that would get pay-per-view buys for sure.
Hornswoggle and the laptop.
Those are like a frisbee. Here's one from chat. Ryback actually throws Punk outside through the cell. Punk and Heyman just leave in a car, no contest, tons of heat going away from there. That would be interesting.
Do
That'd
you
be
take the chance? Do you take the chance of pissing people off like that though?
No, WWE does that. They're fine with making us eat our peas.
Yeah, but that is such a piss poor ending for a pay-per-view. You
sure.
really risk just burning the hell, not only just out of like the pay-per-view by itself, but you can really kill Punk on that too.
Here's how you remedy that for the show. This Hell in a Cell match is not the main event. You put the world title with the cash in at the very end.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Give the
dude,
fans
It's got to be the main event because Cena's going to be involved.
no, Joe. No, you're wrong, man. Because they put the world title, you are guaranteed to cash in there. I think that's tipping their hand
Nope.
too much.
They won't.
This
They
has gotta
won't
be-
do it. If you put the Hell in a Cell match, the only Hell in a Cell match on first or third or wherever you want to put it, except the main event, it's not even.
It is
why
kind
you
of
even?
funny.
You just wouldn't do it.
No, I do like the idea of WWE finally just flipping us the bird and saying, well, you want some prestige in your product? Fuck you. Garvin, I do want to ask this. Garvin asks, do we need to see blood for this match to work?
No.
What about that? No.
Not
Yeah,
really.
I don't think so. I mean, the whole blood.
This doesn't have the fire. It's not a feud closer.
Yeah, there you go, Joe. Thank you.
You can ask that question for any match though, and the answer's going to be no, just because they don't allow it.
No, I mean, you can kind of
No.
say, Joe's got a point there. If it's a really good feud closer, like you can kind of look at Beer Money and kind of say that needed to have blood. And
Yeah,
you
but
kind of
you're looking at TNA. WWE have a policy now of where there's
Oh,
no
no.
blood, so
No,
Well,
right. I'm just
yeah.
saying. I'm just giving you an example. There's a year-long feud between two guys that have a history. It makes sense for you. You could have blood in that
Does.
match.
makes perfect sense. It's just there's
Well,
I think we've got to the point in WWE now where there's just no point in talking about blood because it's just not going to happen.
When it does, though, it's news. I mean, let's look at when Lesnar opened up Cena. I mean, that was a big deal.
Vince McMahon, no less. I mean, Vince McMahon was bleeding on that Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean-
barely bleeding. And literally, it's not like intentional, proper bleeding.
But the man bled.
Yeah, but
You
he bled
cynical.
first.
The man
And-
bled.
And then what did they do? They switched to another angle where they wiped him up for 10, 15 seconds.
Hey,
Alright,
Scott, there's a whole branch of competitors that bleed in that ring every week.
oh, God damn it,
Jesus
Joe.
Christ.
Really?
Wow.
Really?
Wow. That happened. Okay.
It's
We're
been a
gonna-
while since I've been on, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna put some mouthwash in for that one. Barrett 534 said a loss to Ryback or Punk will make them lose the buzz behind their streaks. Yeah, I mean that's kind of true. Deuce Woosley says honestly, there's nothing much to really look forward to. The cell will be used maybe twice all night, and it'll be inconsequential. The WWE really needs to ditch this theme as long as they choose to remain PG. I don't know about that one. Before 40 said Punk will walk out champ, not because he can thrash Ryback, but I think another Heyman guy will make a surprise appearance and take out Ryback to give him a brutal feud, we're going to wrap this up in a minute. Kyle said this match exists solely to build up a program between Ryback and here we are, Brock Lesnar. I could actually get into a feud between Brock and Ryback. They're both big, kind of dumb-looking guys who are almost all power. Kyle obviously never planning to see these guys in public. I think that they could put 2 or 3 really entertaining matches. Probably only one, considering I think Lesnar only has really 3 left. So here we are. Does Brock Lesnar get involved? For me, I gotta say, yeah, because I mean, it makes a natural pivot. Brock Lesnar gets involved, maybe costs Ryback the match. Ryback versus Brock Lesnar at maybe TLC, if not Royal Rumble. I don't know. But yeah, I say Brock Lesnar gets involved. Anybody else?
Yeah,
I can see it.
I could
Okay.
see Brock Lesnar getting involved, and I also hope Kyle doesn't run into Brock Lesnar or Ryback like any time in his life.
My question would be though, and I don't know, maybe I'm just separated from this conversation, but my question would be, if Brock Lesnar got involved, then what? What would you do with Brock Lesnar?
You would let him destroy both men because he doesn't get on with anybody, but because he's a Paul Heyman guy, he talks to Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman says, because they're together, he says put CM, or even Heyman comes in the ring and puts CM Punk's arm on Ryback, and then he retains.
But what do you do after that, though? I mean, that's the
Punk
thing.
versus Ryback, or Ryback versus Lesnar.
You're not going to have Ryback versus Lesnar.
Oh,
you
are you telling? Wait.
So much if you do that.
You could do a survive. It would.
Who are you degrading at that point, Scott? Who are you degrading?
Lesnar. You have a guy who.
Are you telling me that Lesnar's done tremendous work since coming back?
But WWE has been promoting him back. No, if you're going to be a cynical guy about it, that's fine. That's totally acceptable. But when you look at how WWE builds Lesnar, putting him against Ryback after he just faced Triple H not too long ago, you don't see that as odd?
No, Scott, you bring up a really good point, and not.
Oh, go ahead.
No. I have a problem. I mean, it kind of makes sense to make that pivot because they're two big guys and everything. And Scott, you bring up a really good point on that. But my question is, how do you move? I mean, how do you build that feud? We've never seen Ryback cut a promo. I mean, we don't know how he is. I mean,
okay, but let's be honest here, Harrison.
Well,
we don't want to see Lesnar cut one because he's horrible.
But I think Lesnar has.
But I think
point.
But I think that Ryback versus Lesnar, two guys just continuously just running into each other and beating the fuck out of each other. It's because Lesnar has the reputation he has of being being the next big thing, being the destroyer that he was. I think if you're going to keep Ryback around and you planning on main eventing this guy, this is huge, and that will give him the biggest fucking push. If he's the one who can take out Lesnar.
But hang on, but if you've got the next pay-per-view coming up is Survivor Series, and about a month ago, WWE said, I know it's all advertisement, they sent out, they were going to have a 5-man versus 5-man main event. That's one way of getting around the whole issue.
You start packing people around this to kind of build it. Yeah, I mean, it's not the Ryback versus Lesnar match. I'm fine with that. It's the intervening weeks until that pay-per-view. I don't know how you build heat between these two guys, considering they really are terrible on the mic. I mean, I don't know how Ryback is.
It's all in-ring interaction. You have Ryback go out for a match and Lesnar interferes, and they just brawl to the back.
But who has been Ryback's mouthpiece so far in the last couple of weeks? It's been Cena.
Wow. Okay, so that's what you do? You have Cena push Ryback on the mic versus Heyman pushing Lesnar on the mic? Where does Punk go with that, then?
I'm not saying I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying
have Claire Lynch do it. She, since we're saying she's been hired by the WWE.
Yeah.
No, Lee. I mean, you have an interesting point. Continue.
But it's just if John Cena's been the one that's propping up Ryback, he's got to be some sort of mouthpiece. Ryback doesn't necessarily need to talk to get over. I personally think he does, but he doesn't need to, as such. But I don't know who would. It's just hard to say how. It's hard to say how it'd come together, just because they've put themselves in this such awkward situation that there's no real winner.
So what you're saying is that John Cena can be Ryback's ventriloquist. He'd have his arm up his ass and kind of, make him talk.
That's essentially what he's done.
Thank you for that disturbing visual, Scott.
Anytime.
Quick, live chat hooligans, get to Photoshop.
Yes, I want to see that. Chat is also saying Lesnar versus Goldberg 2.0. Heyman and Cena, was saying, can play mouthpieces for their guys. Heyman for Lesnar and Cena for Ryback. The only problem I have with that is, where does Punk fit in that? The other thing is we got Garvin brings up or also from the chat. This one's a pretty good one. If Lesnar runs in, we have a potentially excellent Survivor Series match, in that we have Team Heyman versus Team WWE McMahon. You would have Lesnar, Punk, and whoever else they want to get, versus Cena and Ryback and whoever else they want to get, which would make for a pretty decent pay-per-view and would kind of salvage the situation that they're in.
That's one of the only things that makes sense at the minute, though. If they did that, which at Survivor Series, which is more than possible, they'd have a reason for there being a Team Heyman versus Team McMahon because McMahon didn't give him the GM job. You'd have reasons for Lesnar being on Heyman's side and Punk being on the other side. The only big massive problem about that is CM Punk's title is I think it's exactly the year to the day on Survivor Series or on Raw the day after. You've got to have a title match. You've got to have a WWE title match on pretty much that day. That's the only logical thing about it.
Well, no, that kind of makes sense because it is. It's that Raw, right? If Punk walks out of that Raw with the belt, he beats Cena's thing. So maybe that's it. This is for whichever team wins, their captain, which would be Cena and Punk, I'd imagine. If Cena wins, he gets the title shot on the Raw afterwards. Cena...
No, you can't do that because it's Survivor Series, and that is just it'd be completely illogical to do that. But what you could do is it's for the WWE title, maybe.
That's true too. Yeah, you could do that, but then Punk wouldn't be involved in that at all, would he?
No, but Punk would be involved because he's the leader. Whichever team's leader wins the WWE title. Just a suggestion. I know it's so bad, but it gets him out of his hole. A bad hole.
You do not want to put the fate of your championship on an entire Survivor Series team.
I know you don't, but it's the only one that makes sense. It's the only thing.
No, the Paul Heyman as GM idea was a lot better than that. I think Paul, because at that point, then you can get Heyman as the GM. CM Punk can kind of use him as his little patsy at certain points. It works out for long-term storylines better.
It does, but they're not. I don't think they're going to go with that though. I just don't think they're going to go.
Well, they
with
might not. I can agree with that for sure. But I think if you're comparing it versus CM Punk putting the title on the line at Survivor Series versus Heyman's possible GM-ship.
That's what I'm saying. It might that's because I'm saying that the reason that it would be Team McMahon versus Team Heyman would be because Heyman didn't get the GM job because that he proposed to Vince, and the reason that the title is on the line is because that Heyman pissed Vicky off and constantly bugged her, maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, this is all speculation we can do next week.
So hard.
Okay, so Brock Lesnar getting involved. We got Garvin, myself, and Joe. Who else is saying that Brock Lesnar's going to be in this match?
I think he's kind of got to be. I'm not really sure how else they're going to play this.
Lee.
Yeah, I'll say Lesnar has to get involved somehow.
Okay, Scott, you with us too?
No, I still think that I still think they're going to add Cena on the match, and that's how they get out of this.
I just can't see him adding Cena at the last minute. I think they've just lost so many.
They've already teased it. I mean, they basically talked about how he's technically medically cleared, but there's somebody that's holding him aside. I mean, they teased it. It's totally there. They could do it, and it would make logical sense.
But why then pull the AJ storyline with him? Why not just involving him in the main event?
Well,
I can't believe this.
I can't answer that.
It's just why not just add him against just say so then Cena can say to Ryback at the end of the Raw, oh, and by the way, I've been added to the match.
Inside AJ. That's how that whole thing came to be. I don't freaking know. I think AJ is completely irrelevant when it comes to this match itself. I think there's going to be a long-term storyline when it comes to that. But as far as Hell in a Cell, they don't need to even pull AJ into the storyline to bring him in the match.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So why bring Cena into the AJ storyline if he's not going to be in the match?
Because there's going to be long-term effects of that. They'll bring that in after the match has been done. Because obviously it would be too stupid to really get into a storyline at this point in time with that. But you can do it directly after Hell in a Cell.
Okay. Guys, I'm sorry. We have to move on. Great discussion. We'll look forward to talking about it more on next week. Because then we're going to have the fallout and all these questions that we're speculating will be answered. And that is it. That is the show. Why not check out ftwpodcast.com for more information about us and how to get involved in the future and how to enjoy more sweet, sweet beardy love. And there's even a support tab where you can go ahead and donate, buy merch, as well as links to us on iTunes and Stitcher where you can rate us. We expect no less than 4 stars. Yeah, we expect no less than 4 stars. You can also check out our forum, ftwpodcast.com/talk. Definitely check it out. Let us know what you think. It's in beta mode. Real quick, Scott, if you want to give a quick plug, go right ahead.
You can quickly find me on Twitter at Scott Viper, VYPER. And, of course, I do a podcast about Steam gaming at www.latenightsteamer.com.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, okay, wait a second. Late Night Steamer is okay, but 2 beards doing what they do, beard cocky. Oh, my God.
You said it.
Ow.
Live chat
Wow.
delivers.
Oh my god.
Damn! Oh, we are out. Drop the mic. Thank you, everyone in the live chat. We record every FTW podcast episode on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Speed time at FTWLive.com. And there ain't a damn thing we can do to beat beer hockey. Live chat.
This stuff.
Damn.
Snuggle truck.
This stuff does not happen in England.